What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. And this one we have the Netherlands has DIY ferries. So I gave them a go. What do you mean DIY? Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, don't forget to smash subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. I'm about to find out what DIY ferries are.
Hello there, my name is Gabe. Did you survive my last video where I spent 15 minutes talking about Japanese traffic lights and color wheel theory? Well, you could be entitled to compensation. And it's this. It's this video where I don't really script anything and I just mess around in the Netherlands.
Okay.
I'm sorry if you were expecting money, I should have made that more clear. Yeah, so after my little sojourn to Japan last week, don't worry, there will be more from Japan, I'm back in the Netherlands, land of tulips, windmills, and canals, and the first country in the world to legalize gay marriage, same-sex adoption, sex work, and assisted dying. I don't know what's in the water here, but it's creating the future liberals want.
Very progressive. On everything, it is creating the future liberals want. If you're a liberal, yeah, Netherlands is your go-to.
Each day, probably on their way to enact some sort of radical social justice, Dutch people traverse the country by road and rail, as, on a macro scale, their transport infrastructure is smooth, efficient, and well connected, as you might expect from a country with high public expenditure and extremely flat land. But the flatness and low lie of the Netherlands means that in order to avoid flooding and other disasters, careful water management has been needed over the centuries. As a result, on a micro scale, i.e. if you zoom in on Google Maps, you'll see that the country is covered in a lattice of canals for said water management. Over here in the east of the Netherlands, where I am, there's irrigation and drainage canals, canals for biodiversity, canals left over from land reclamation, and canals for shipping and transport. And that's all well and good, if you have a boat. If you're just a man like me, you may find yourself cursing the inventor of canals as you try to traverse the picturesque countryside, with each as the crow flies journey being multiplied in length by orders of magnitude as you try to track down the nearest bridge. But never fear, Dutch ingenuity is here. According to this amazing directory of ferries called Pontius.nl, there are 358 ferries across the country, which is 2 ferries for every 100,000 people. I don't know why I bothered calculating that. I thought it would be like a wow, that's so many ferries moment, but it actually sounds kind of low.
It sounds very low when you put it like that. 2 ferries for every 100,000 people, bro. That's how much people get fit in a ferry? Maybe like 50. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. But that's hilarious.
Put it like that. I'm also sure this isn't the highest in Europe. Croatia with its 50 billion islands and Sweden with its 50 trillion islands probably have more, along with a lower population if you want another fun go at the per capita calculation. But they're like ferries. They're big boats with big motors that travel between islands. And while the Netherlands does have plenty of those, it also has a massive range of, well, mad little ferries designed to help you cross canals by foot or bike. And today, we're going to take a look at 3 classics of the genre.
That is so freaking awesome. I absolutely love that, right? People just was like, ah, dang, I'm tired of having to take this long walk all the way around because I ain't got no boat and I can't just cross the water, so I got to figure out something to get across the water. And bam, they put these in place.
All 3 are cable ferries, basically a system where a ferry or platform is connected to a cable or chain, which is anchored to either side of the body of water in question. Wikipedia suggests that this sort of ferry was first written about in at least the 13th century, but also acknowledges that this technology is likely ancient and predates the practice of commonly writing things down. They're a handy system for short journeys, though some larger ones in other countries stretch over a mile in length, and can be extremely useful in shallow water where outboard motors might clip the riverbed. Also, when the cable isn't being actively used by the ferry, it can go slack and allow small boats to pass over the top. It's all very sensible. Due to a complicated series of events that I'll explain in a minute, we're going to start with an electric cable ferry, or
elektrisch aangedreven zelfbedieningsveerpont,
which is a simple, efficient design that involves simply pressing a button and waiting for this little platform to cross. They can be either activated by a button on board the platform itself, or using a button on the shore.
Genius.
Despite their seemingly intuitive design, Pontius.nl only lists around 14 of them in the whole of the Netherlands. 8 of them are 100% self-service, but for some reason, 7 of those 8 are closed in winter. And so we're going to make do with the single one that's open during the cold.
Well, does the water freeze? Is it because the canals freeze and they don't work? Or in the winter, what's the reason?
Months here in the village of Joure, up in the north of the country. Please forgive my pronunciation. That's a very hard word to say, even when I tried to look up how to say it. Joure. I don't know.
I spoke to Wim from Pontius.nl, and he was unsure if this one runs either. So this is the moment of truth, I suppose.
An electric cable ferry is a type of ferry that uses cables stretched across a waterway to guide and propel the ferry. When it's electric, it means the ferry's propulsion system is electrically powered rather than diesel or manual, but we'll get to that later.
I genuinely can't tell if it's moving.
It looked like it is from my angle. Yeah.
It is. Oh my God.
The ferry moves by pulling itself along fixed cables anchored on both shores.
Is it just me, or is that a bit slower than anyone else was expecting?
I mean,
electric motors drive winches or...
I expected it to be pretty slow, but it is very slow. But at least you're getting across.
Pulleys that pull the ferry along the cable, ensuring precise guidance and control.
This is the future of transport right here. So this is the town of Joure. Joure, I don't know. You know, the Dutch pronunciation, it makes no sense to me. But yeah, no, this town is full of bridges, so I'm not 100% sure why they needed this thing. But here we go. See, I wasn't expecting to have to fill up this much time while I waited for this thing to come across. So now I'm just blathering on about nothing. And... there we go.
We made it.
Right. So we get on, and then, like a true tourist, we switch to this. Right, let's see. So, it's these buttons here we have to press. So I think it's this one. That's not a good sign, unless there's one on the other side. Oh.
There you go.
Yes! Moving. Light speed. It's a bit noisier than I was anticipating as well. I guess it's because it's running a steel cable through itself. This is the most Dutch place ever. It's just canals and then there's a window in the background.
Where the wind be? Where the wind be? Oh, I see it. It's way back there in the background. But it is very Dutch. I'm loving this electric cable ferry, bro. Y'all, I'm telling you, the Dutch are innovative. They figure it out. This is
quite a funny way of getting across. But yeah, I literally, in order to get here, I walked over a bridge that's about 100 meters that way. So this really is, I feel like they've kept this here just for the sake of it being a bit of a curiosity.
Well, maybe
somebody's still quite cool.
Maybe somebody's in a wheelchair. Maybe somebody can't walk. No, that wouldn't make sense because somebody would just push them over the bridge because they wouldn't get to the electric ferry by themselves. So, yeah. I guess if there is a bridge, it don't make sense.
There are actually quite a lot of people around here today, so I really do look like an absolute maniac. Nearly there. And...
here.
We made it. Okay. Right, I guess we just have to go back now then, don't we?
Yeah.
Is it that one? It is. There are a couple of these that are actually slightly more unique. Like this one is just has a cable underneath that operates when you press the button and thus pulls the ferry back and forth. But like an example would be, there's a place called Jonen that we're going to later actually. And that in the summer has an electric ferry where the cable is constantly moving and when you press the button it just clamps to the cable and pulls the ferry rather than the whole cable moving itself.
Really?
Quite a cool system. I should also say that there are plenty of motorized or electric cable ferries that carry cars all over the Netherlands, but I don't recognize the existence of cars, so we're not going to be covering them.
That's very Dutch. Very Dutch.
It's pretty cool. I feel like, I think one of the reasons why a lot of these electric cable ferries, the self-service ones, are not operational in winter is that I think quite a few of them are actually solar powered, which is like another level of kind of cool engineering.
Yeah,
but obviously it makes sense that they wouldn't be open in winter. Oh, I mean, despite it being very sunny today, it makes sense that they wouldn't be open in winter. As this, I believe, statistically is one of the cloudiest countries in the world. So yeah, that would wouldn't really make sense.
Oh, he's going again.
Bye.
Hand crank ferry.
Our next example of
I think the electric ferry is really cool. It doesn't make sense to put it somewhere where there's a bridge nearby, but without a bridge, like that's a great way to get across. But now we get to go to a hand cranked cable
pedestrian ferry is a hand cranked cable ferry or a
zelfbedieningskettingveerpont,
which basically has a chain or cable that runs from one side to the other, connecting on the underside of the ferry to guide it in a straight line. And it's operated both on board and when it's over there by cranking this thing. There's usually a winch on the ferry, or two winches, and then there's one on either side as well to help you retrieve the ferry if it's stuck on the other side when you get here. These are a somewhat more common sight in the Netherlands. Pontius.nl lists there being about 31 in the country, although I found another directory which said that there are only about 23, so the jury's out. Either way, they both list this one, which is in the tiny village of Beerta. Beerta has only been around since 2009. It's a new community, and this ferry has only been around since 2010, so it's quite new. And actually, it was taken out of service in 2019 due to vandalism, and then it was put back into service later the same year. So let's see if this actually works.
Oh. Oh, it does.
It's not exactly fast.
Nah.
I'm gonna be here all day. Jesus.
I said, y'all need to figure out how to make this handle turn itself. We need to get some kind of contraption over here to make the handle turn itself. God dang.
Oh my God, it's only about halfway across. Jesus.
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Y'all gotta take turns.
There's quite a lot of resistance. It's like when you let it go, the cable goes a bit slack.
It starts going
and then you
back.
do it. Oh, this is easy. And then suddenly, it suddenly tightens up again. I guess this thing probably weighs a couple of tons. It is pretty heavy.
Hey.
I'm actually a bit pressed for time to go and film some other stuff today. So this isn't hugely helpful.
There's no way I'm getting on that ferry. I would have just showed y'all the ferry coming across the water, and that would have been the end of that ferry. Because there's no way I'm getting on that thing and having to crank my way all the way over there and crank my way back.
Oh. Wow. God. Okay. I think arguably the dumbest decision I've made on this trip is convincing myself that I need to ride the ferries every time. I didn't think it was that stupid a decision until I did that, and then I realized I've got to go back and do it again.
Jeez, whoa. He's gonna do it. Yeah, that was...
Either this is
a bit I wouldn't do
more
it.
uneven than I expected, or I'm heavier than I expected, and it's probably the latter.
No, that's right. Like for multiple people to get on to take turns. You ain't turning
it. Let's do this.
Take off.
Go, drone. Let's do this. So I guess it's that way? Nope, it's not that way. Oh, it's way easier on the boat.
Really? Oh.
There's nowhere near as much resistance. I don't know what that's about. Someone who has a brain might be able to tell me. It's a very nice place to do it, at least. It's quite pretty. Lots of sort of marshland and birds around here. Although, yeah, this is a proper workout. Oh. And I guess that's it. Oh, I'm not quite close enough. I just wanted to stop as soon as I could.
I feel you. There you go.
I made it.
Now just one more time.
Now back I go. Oh, God. When can I die?
It seems like a much more difficult trip on the way back than on the way to the other.
I'm prepared to jump as soon as I get close enough. Just to save a couple extra seconds of this. I've even been doing strength workouts recently. This should be easier for me than it is. I know loads of Dutch people are going to come on here and say, Gabe, loads of like old people and kids use these all the time. What's your problem? And to that I say, shut your mouth. Oh, okay. Whoa. Right, moving on.
Hand pull ferries.
But we're saving the best for last with our final type of ferry, and to find it, we've come to the tiny village of...
I'm not doing the hand cranked. I'm not doing that, bro. Unless I just absolutely it's necessary for me to use the other. I'm not. It's too much work.
Jonen in the middle of absolutely nowhere. This is the self-service rope ferry, or
Zelfbedienings touwveerpont.
Now this style of ferry, despite being rather striking to non-Dutch types, is actually the most common type of ferry in the Netherlands, and that's including car ferries. Pontius.nl lists 100 of them across the country, including a couple in Amsterdam, so if you've travelled to the Netherlands before, you might have actually seen one. For these, a circular cable is attached to the ferry, running over a pulley at both sides of the canal and attaching to the ferry again. It's either a steel cable or a literal rope, and is literally just operated by pulling yourself across the water.
So everywhere online said that this was supposed to be an electric ferry, and my original plan was to see a hand-pulled ferry, a hand-cranked ferry, and an electric ferry, as you've now seen in the video. This one was supposed to be the electric one. And the hand-pulled one was supposed to be out in a place called Amsterdamsveld, which has nothing to do with Amsterdam. It's over near the German border.
Got you.
But what happens is in winter, I guess they take away the electric one somewhere and they replace it with this thing. So this is now serving as my hand-pulled ferry. And I guess I'd now, yeah. I was going to say I have to go and find an electric one, but that's because I haven't filmed it yet and I don't know where I'm going to film it. But if you're watching this bit of the video, you've probably already seen me on an electric ferry.
Yes.
So yeah, this is all a bit pointless really. Oh, I've moved away from the edge. That didn't work.
If the ferry's on the other side of the canal, take the blue rope and pull the ferry in your direction. Walk backwards with the rope and let the rope behind you in great loops. When the ferry arrives, see A. There is the blue rope. So I'm going to guess it's this one. Okay. Oh. Oh god, there's somebody over there. I should probably let them go. Take the other way. Sorry. You use it first.
10 minutes later.
You know what also might have helped is if I had my microphone on. But yeah, look, no, it's on this side now. So I guess you just get on it, right? And then this one seems to have a sort of pulley system rather than the normal rope ones. Oh, God, I wish I had gloves. This is absolutely freezing cold.
I bet you do.
And also, there's a lot of friction. This is like a steel cable.
Oh yeah, I would absolutely hate to do that without gloves. Then I would hate to do it, period. But without gloves, would absolutely suck.
God, imagine having to do this when you just want to cross a river. Could they really not have just built a bridge? I suppose the whole point of me being here is so I can see this. So
Could they not have built the
I owe them
bridge?
one.
Would they really
Right.
need to build this contraption?
Maybe it's supposed to be a bit more leisurely. Maybe the reason I'm struggling is because you don't need to go that fast. But yeah, here you go. Whew. I guess I should probably go to the other side. There you go. And then you use this cable, wherever the end of this is. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can just grab it from here. Oh, there's a boat coming. I mean, I'm also on a boat. Hello.
What on earth are you doing, Englishman?
What? Okay. I do not want to do this again.
This is it. This is it.
Oh, oh.
Walk out before it goes back. He exhausted. You done did your workout for the day, man. Workout complete, and you got to make a video.
What am I doing with my life?
I know this isn't some amazing story or, great engineering marvel. It's just a short little video about some of the interesting ways in which the Dutch traverse bodies of water. And I get that to a Dutch person, this might all seem a bit like, yeah, and of course this technology is not exactly unique or one of a kind. It's not like Tom Scott's Slovenian pedal cable cars or whatever. But to me, that's sort of what makes this fascinating and worthy of a video, that these cool little machines are dotted all over the Netherlands and act as just another convenient, efficient way of getting around, whether you're walking your dog or cycling to work. Unless you're from Friesland, in which case you probably prefer attempting the long arm of death by vaulting across canals. So all in all, good job, Netherlands. I like your little boats. Even all the stupid ones that are closed in the winter and messed up all my plans.
Even though, great video. That's all we have for this. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed, and if so, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, check out the next